प्रथम भगवती गुरु नानक अमरदास रामदास ਸਾਹਿਬ सिमरो श्री हर राय ਧਿਆਈ ਡਿਠੇ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ ਤੇ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿਮਰਿਏ ਘਰ ਲਾਉਨੇ ਜਾਵੇ ਸਹਾਇ ਦਸਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਭ ਥਾਏ ਹੋਏ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਜੋਤ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਦਾਰ ਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਇਹ ਨਿਮਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਣ ਨਿਤਾਣੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਾਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਪਿਤਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀਓ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਮਿਹਰ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਦਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਸਾਈਬਰ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੁੜੀ ਹੈ ਦਸਾਰ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਮੇਰ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਮੇਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਹੱਥ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਆਪ ਕਰਾਣੀ ਅੱਖਰ ਵਾਧਾ ਘਾਟਾ ਭੁੱਲ ਚੁੱਕ ਮਾਫ ਕਰਨੀ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਜ ਰਾਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਸਹੀ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮਿਲਣੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤਾਵੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
Okay. Since none of us who are on the call, I mean, apart from you and Viji Gurjeet Singh, I don't think Eileen and Dilpreet were on the call. So, have you had a chance to hear the audio, Dilpreet and Eileen?
Yes, I watched most of it. I didn't get quite to yet.
Okay, and Dilpreet, how about you?
Yes, I also listened to it.
Okay, so given that you've heard the audio, do you have any questions or follow-ups on the Karam Khand piece of this particular Pauri, because both Sachkhand and Karam Khand are juxtaposed here a bit?
Right. If you allow me, then I can give my perspective, which
Sure.
is almost the same, but it is little bit different.
Okay, very good.
Okay. So I was trying to compare and bring things in context. Like I was thinking about the Dharam Khand that we have discussed, that it is the description of the place or our surroundings, and it is the guidelines of the laws or things under which we need to operate or perform. And then comes the Gyan Khand, which explains the things in more depth, and it gives the better understanding, and then it gives us the understanding of our potential, that what we all are or what we all can achieve. And then this is where we learn, these are the words which we read, and then there is knowledge. So these are we can say this is the knowledge of the truth, but at the same time this knowledge of truth seems to be too true, or it seems that it is too difficult to follow. That is when the Saram Khand. So I think the Saram Khand is the planning, the action based on our knowledge and understanding which we have gained. So this is where we listen to our feelings and thoughts, and we use our experience, and then this is where Tithe Kadiye Surt Mat Man Buddh, and we do proper planning, and we get ready for the actions, and we get motivations. So this is where we again focus on our feelings and thoughts, and then this Karam Khand comes, right? So the way we go to the Karam Khand, so this is where I feel that this is the place where we take actions on those planning, and this is the phase of experiencing. This is where we try to experience the reality which we have studied or which we have understood, and we create ourselves. So this is the phase of action, reflection, or we can call experience, and we seek who we want to be, and this is where we remember and we recreate who we are. So that is where the real joy is. I'll summarize it, okay, for you. See, the way I am looking at Dharam Khand is that this is why we understand the ground or where we have to play the game. And Gyan Khand, again, we understand the rules under which we have to play the game. And then Saram Khand is the planning phase, that is where we do the planning. And then Karam Khand is the phase of action and experiencing what we have gained or what we planned. So that is where we try to experience, we try to reflect, and we try to see who we want to be. And this is where we recreate ourselves. So that is how I am taking these khands.
Okay. I think that is a very consistent way of looking at the way we are structured. So thanks. Eileen, would you want to sort of share your thoughts on how you are viewing this realm of the khands, as we call them?
Sure. I haven't yet come to a comprehensive understanding like that one. That was really complete. I guess I don't really have the complete version gelled yet, but I I did have questions around the karam khand, just because of.
I'm sorry, which khand did you have a question on?
Karam.
Oh, karam khand. Okay.
Karam khand. The interpretation of just the word karam is I know it's one of those words that has a lot of dimensions, and so in trying to understand the meaning of karam, I was looking at the context and the discussion about great bravery and strength and heroes. So when that imagery is used to describe karam khand, I was wondering. I'm getting some various images of what that means, and I'm not really sure what other people, how other people find that idea connected, that imagery connected to karam khand. If it's grace, if it's something that's bestowed upon a person, it's kind of like a gift. Is that really a struggle that requires bravery and heroism? If it's actions, is it the kind of actions that a hero takes in the world? I'm just trying to kind of connect those ideas so I get a better sense of what the karam khand is.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you have a specific question? Were you referring to the line that refers to the Jod Mahabal Sur?
Yes.
Tithe Jod Mahabal Sur Tin Mehram Reha Bharpur.
Yes.
Okay. So who else is on the call? Harvinder is.
Anji, I think we have Gurjeet Virji from Australia and
okay.
Gurdeep Virji from Amritsar.
Okay. Hanji, Gurjeet Singh Virji, Vaji Khalsa, Vaji Fateh. So I hope you heard Eileen. So she's talking about Jiriyan Tukane Tithe Jod Mahabal Sur Tin Mehram Reha Bharpur. I think she's trying to. The question was, is this referring to heroic actions that a hero might take, or does this refer to some sort of effort? So would you want to sort of shed some light on that?
Hanji, Karam Khand ki Bani Zor. Karam Khand is a state when we have finished our learning and now we are into a process of teaching. Any Bhagat who has spoken from Karam Khand. And this is Sachi Bani now. Before that, you were only gaining the understanding. After the Gyan Khand, you did the Shram, Sunya Manya. When you have accepted it, you have finished the Shram Khand. And then now you are pure. What's your state of affair? What's your state of spirituality is being described? Tithe hor na koi hor. The mind, man has basically submerged into its mool now. Man mein hai aap, man apne maa hai. It has gone within. And you can't trace him now. Titha Jod Mahabal Sur. This is the condition of Apuran Brahm. Jod means he is now fully fit to fight with all these vikars we are having. He can beat any vikar. None of the vikars can conquer him. It's all in spiritual sense. He's not coming to this earth and fighting battles to conquer the, Maya or any kingdom or something. This is a state of affair of your buddhi now, your wisdom. Titha Jod Mahabal Sur. Mahabal, he has got all the power of Sachkhand, and the Maya could never fit trouble. Tin mein Ram reha parpoor. Tithe Jodh Mahabal Sur. Sur means like Surma, you see, a courageous guy. This is a sort of, you can say, degree given to a Puran Brahma. Tin mein Ram reha parpoor. But the condition has been obtained because the Ram is now fulfilling everywhere. There's no man to be seen. Everywhere Ram means Gyan. So this is the state of affair. Tithe Sito Sita Mahima Maya, and he is not directly connected to Sachkhand. He is like sued to the Sachkhand. Take roop na katne jaye. We can't explain their root. This we did last time. Now Marina Thage Jain. This is where there is basically your outside body death finishes. The cycle of life and death finish jaye. Na thage jaye. This Maya could never give you any illusions. Jinke Ram Vase Man Maya. So this is where the Karam Khand finish. The primary condition is Jinke Ram Vase Man Maya. These are the Jodh Mahabal Sur. So I will say this much.
Thank you, Ji. Eileen, I hope that shed some light on what you were talking about.
So if I understand, then it's in a simple sense of just this it sounds like the Karam Khan state, like the Puran Brahm, is like a powerful state. Does that give you the sense of why it's being described with this sort of bravery and heroic person? Like it's interesting to me the choice of how it's described, because that for me like kind of gives me the images that I'm trying to understand. So does that describe what you're saying? Anything?
Anji Virji, do you want to respond to Eileen?
Anji means there are two hymns in Gurbani if you want to read. There's one by Bhagat Kabir where he was thrown in front of an elephant. And he says, Chauthe Pad mein Jan ki Jind. He never even knew what happened. His surat is totally aligned with Sachkhand. So these are the heroic deeds here that the king ultimately has to ask for a pardon. Same thing happened with when the king killed the cow for Bhagat Namdev, and he was trying to scare it. People were actually saying we'll give the same amount of gold by his weight, but the king said no, I can't do that. But ultimately he was successful. The king has to again ask for pardon. So this is the kind of strength we have. That you whatever you said. He said, there is no way we can make this cow alive again. And the king said, I'll slaughter you. He says, I can't do anything because this is all God's. This is what Sachkhand says. So this is the sort of heroic deeds what we should mention as, or, there are things when even Dasam Patsha with 40 people was able to fight with, such a large force. So this is the kind of bravery you get within you.
Okay, got it. Thank you. That's great.
Okay. Anji, Gurdeep Singh Virji, I know you're on. Do you want to share any thoughts on what was just said about the use of the terms Mahabal Sur, referring to warriors? Is this some kind of a state that is spiritual, that as Gurdeep Singh Virji is saying?
At the moment, I have nothing new to add.
Acha, theek hai ji. Dilpreet, do you want to say anything else before we move on to the last lines of this passage?
Right. See, the way I am looking at this is that this is the phase of implementation and experiencing and bring these things into our practice. And whatever we have read the Japji Sahib so far, if we start implementing those things, and that is what will bring the bravery and truthness and the richness in us. So that is what it is, the symbolism that all these characteristics or these guns will come once we start implementing. I feel that it represents that once you implement, this is the greatness will come in.
So would it be fair to say that this is the answer to the first question? Kiv Satyara Hoye? have we arrived here then, become a satyar? And therefore your actions are now not how-may-centric, but guru-centric?
There's a lot of echo. Someone has to fix the mic.
Right. See, that is what it is. That's how I also feel that once you start implementing, and then this is the outcome, or it is the symbolism which represents that we represent the truth, and the output is that we are in joy. So, and we love. So those outputs are represented, and as it is a poetry, this is the representation of that kind of outcome.
ठीक है जी. I think I can hear my own echo now.
Is it better now?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I
we
think
can
it's
hear.
better.
Are we good?
Yeah, we are good. I think it's coming from Dilpit Virji. Dilpit
Oh,
Virji
okay.
is coming from your side. We are fine, Ravinderji.
Okay, very well. All right, I think perhaps we can move on to the following lines where Sachkhand starts. Does somebody want to take the initiative and read the rest of the lines of this Pauri? Dilpreet Singh ji, तुसी करोगे? Sachkhand वसै निरंकार.
Hanji, I can do it if
Hanji,
the
please.
echo is not there, I think. सचखंड वसै निरंकार कर कर वेखै नदर निहाल तिथै खंड मंडल वर भंड जे को कथै ता अंत न अंत तिथै लो लो आकार जिव जिव हुकम तिवै तिवकार वेखै विगसै कर विचार नानक कथना करड़ा सार.
Thank you ji. हरविंदर echo आ रही.
हाँ जी, हुन देखो ट्राई करो.
हाँ जी, ਹੁਣ ठीक है.
हाँ जी.
So Dilpreet, since you've read the lines through, do you want to start off with your sense of Sachkhand?
And so now this is again, as I was building on my same thoughts, that once we implement what we have learned so far, so this is the end game, or this is the result of the real joy, or the real happiness, or the real truth which we will support. This is the representation of the same thing, like Sachkhand Vase Nirankar, that this is the place where we will get immersed, so there will be no difference. And then, as it says, that if water has to, if something has to mix into water, then it has to become water, because when the components are same, that and all the characteristics are same, once we start implementing, we will get the same characteristics, and this is where we will emerge into the bigger whole, and we will start playing in that direction, and there will be no difference, and we will have all the guns. So this is how I see it.
Okay. Eileen, any thoughts?
Yes, I have. I have some ideas, but I think overall that makes sense to me. I had some questions, but that makes sense to me.
Okay. So one thing that I want to throw out, I mean, I know Dilpreet gave us a very nice explanation, but if you look at the lines, Sachkhand Vase Nirankar, Kar Kar Vikhe, Nadar Nihal, there is a sense here that the creator is sort of delighting in his own works. Vikhe Nadar Nihal. And then there is a sense here that I'm picking up, and I wonder what others think, that this realm is basically it's ineffable. I mean, Jeko Kathe ta ant na ant. Like there is no end to this. I'm getting that sense of awe and wonderment. So I want to just throw that out there and maybe ask Gurdeep Singh Virji to see again. Would you want to comment on this?
Virji, I have another set of questions for this such kind. Rather than commenting on what you are
Haji,
telling.
please go ahead.
This is that Sachkhand same as Sacha Darbar, which has been talked in the Pauri 34, and is that Sachkhand, is that limited to a particular place, or there's no limitation, as it is told that Titha Khand Mandal Vrapand. That means that the Sachkhand is in this world also. Sachkhand is in many worlds. Sachkhand is present time also, or Sachkhand is all the time. That is the place of Nirakar, is everywhere. So that, and is Sacha Darbar and Sachkhand the same thing? And from the description, it appears to me that perhaps the present place also is Almighty or Creator's Darbar or Sachkhand.
ठीक है जी, I'll pass on that question to Virji, Gurjeet Singh, and the others who may want to comment on that. But before I do that, I do want to point out that the last line of this passage, Nanak Kathana Karda Sar. I mean, Guru Nanak is himself sort of saying that it is really not something that we can actually explain or or explain fully. So it seems to me that no matter what conclusion we come to, more will remain to be said. With that, Gurjeet Singh Virji, would you want to comment on Gurdeep Singh's questions?
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Bhai Sahib, he's really asked very wonderful questions, and I think half of his answers were there. Means he's still questions, but he's pretty right. If I can start the Pauri and then we can quickly explain his concept as well. See, actually, this thing actually starts from Tithe Bhagat Vasain Ke Lo. This is from where Sachkhand starts. The other one, other Pauri finishes, because they're two in one. So, as per my understanding, now Marina Thage Jaye, Jinke Ram Vase Manmai, Purna Brahm finishes there. Then they start with the concept of Sachkhand from here. Tithe Bhagat Vasain Ke Lo. Now, Bhagat is plural. There is not single Bhagat there. And why they haven't said Tithe Guru Vasain Ke Lo? So, this is a question to be worthwhile to note. Because even previously, they say Nanak Bhagatan Sada Vigas. This is that stage now. Tithe Bhagat Vasain Ke Lo. Bhagats are in that area of Sachkhand is nothing but it's a highest state, highest spiritual state which we can obtain. And Bhagats have obtained that state, and they are only in the state of wisdom. Your body doesn't need to go to Sachkhand because there has been stories of this person went with they say no. Tithe Bhagat Vasain Ke Lo. It's only your wisdom is there. You are still here, like you and me, but your wisdom has attained that stage. That's why they have written Tithe Bhagat Vasain Ke Lo Kare Anand. So this is state of Ananda. I explained last time. That's why third Patsha has written Anand Sahib, because he was in this state of Sachkhand. You have to operate through Karam Khand, but you are coming from there. Karai Anand. And this whole word has been explained in the 40 Pauris by Guru Amar Das Ji. Sacha Mansoi. Now there is nothing else in the mind, only Sacha. It's a pure state of, everywhere there is a truth, there is no Maya over there. Sachkhand Vasai Nirankar. This, the way it has been interpreted, I don't feel comfortable as in the Tikas. When you obtain a state of Nirankar, then you are in Sachkhand. This is a special state, which is the highest state. So Sachkhand has never been used again in Gurbani. We have Sukh Sagar and Pav Sagar. And when Gurpreet Amritsar asked the question, yes, Pav Sagar, Sukh Sagar Mai. The Sachkhand is on top of us always. That's why the next line comes, Kar Kar Vekhe Nadar Nihal. They are seeing us, oh Vekhe, Ona Nadar Na Aave. They are seeing us 24 hours. And whosoever is the state, there's a bit of a vibration, echo coming. Someone has to mute.
हाँ जी Charanveer ji, can you mute?
It's hanged up. I don't know.
If you can try connecting again.
I think it's better now.
Okay. Please carry.
So they are on top of us always. Karkar Vekhe Nadar Nihal. Whosoever attains that state at Karam Khand is made Puran Brahm and is basically goes into the state of Sachkhand. Tithe Khand Mandal Varpand. Khand, what is Khand? All the Sukh Sagar is a Khand, but all the Pav Sagar is Khand, means broken. Khand Mandal. Group of people who are broken, and Varpand is the Maya is attached to them. You can't exist in this earth without Maya. Varpand has to be associated with wherever there is a Khand. Khand Mandal has to have Maya. That could be different sort of Maya. Kete Pon Pani Besantar Kete Kan Mahesh could be very different from us, but it will be there. So, Jeko Katheta Antanant. If someone wants to obtain the knowledge of this, Ki Khand, how many Khand spirits are there? How many mandals are there? How much Varpand is there? We can't even finish that. This unlimited amount of that. Tithe Lolo Akar, but these Sachkhand people, they have got no body. They basically are spiritually there. Jeev Jev Hukum Tive Tivkar. They are in the Hukum. That's why Guru Nanak said originally, Nanak Hukum hai Je Bujhe. If you bujhe the Hukum, you are in this state. Jeev Jev Hukum Tive Tivkar. And what they are doing, Vekhe, they are looking at us, Vigse. They are not in trouble. Whether we go left or right, Kar Vichar, but they still do some sort of framing, a planning that how to get this Jeev out of Deepav Sagar. Nanak Kathana Karda Sar. Nanak says, to say this Tat Gyan, Sar is a Tat Gyan, is the gist, is not an easy thing to do for anyone. That's where I will finish. If still there are some questions, I can come in the second round.
Hanji, thank you, Ji. So let me go around once more to see if there are any further questions around what was just said. Dilpreet Singh Ji, do you want to add, question, modify?
No, I think I am good, Ji.
Eileen?
Yes, I actually, my questions are kind of on the same theme, and so I took a different, I was taking a different path for my questioning around Sachkhand, and even, it's interesting, even the Sach Darbar or Hukum, and how those things might be related, because I'm just kind of fascinated by the idea that the Nirankar, creator is associated with the truth realm, and trying to really understand what that, why the truth realm, like what is it about the truth that is so pure that it is the final description of this.
We lost her.
The water blending, or the pure connection with the creator. Why is it the realm of truth? So when I think about truth, I'm trying to understand what is that, what's the significance that makes that description so important. And I try to imagine what would it be like to be in a state of pure truth, and what does that description imply. And so one thing it implies to me is that there's no doubt, or so in the court of the Sach Darbar court, you know, there is no question of what's right or wrong or false or true, because it's just pure truth, right? You're connected to truth. And so I'm still trying to explore that, but even the law, the hukum, or the laws of all these universes operating, you know, also implies some sort of an axiom or some kind of a universal truth that's at work. And so I'm, you know, kind of connecting that idea as well and saying, well, you know, is it the idea that at that state, that sort of like the mul state, that there's just pure truth? Well, I don't know. I'm trying to get closer to understanding on those connections.
Okay, thank you. I mean, those are, you know, the way you're interrogating this, I mean, certainly resonates, you know, with me. And I think that we are all trying to form our own sort of estimations. But having said that, thanks for the insights. Gurdeep Singh Virji, you heard Gurjeet Singh Virji address some of the questions that you had raised. Would you like to comment? Would you like to add anything?
Haji, as far as what Gurjeet Singh Virji has said, perhaps they are the subtle meanings of Khand, Mandal, Varpand, because normally what we understand from Khand, Mandal and Varpand is the physical, in the physical sense, the Khand or Mandal is galaxies, or Varpand is Brahmand, or this is what is the embodied meanings what we understand. And perhaps he has given subtle meanings with a low akar, that also again we normally this our thought goes to many perhaps worlds or many galaxies again. So the meaning of Sachkhand or Sacha Darbar, the subtleness, as I also agree with you, Ravinder Virji, that Nanak Kathna Kadasar, that's unless we achieve that level of subtleness, or if I am using the proper English, वो सूखम जो वो सूखमता है वो लेवल तक जब तक ਅਸੀਂ नहीं पहुंचते, perhaps ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ स्थूल thinking ही करते हैं, क्योंकि ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਇੰਡੀਵਿਜੂਅਲ ਬਹੁਤਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਪਣਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਿਰਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਰੀਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਧਰਮਖੰਡ ਤੱਕ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ, ਔਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਲੈਵਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ we have to ready our soul, or we have to come to that level to under the subtleness of what is the true meaning of Sachkhand, or that is. And to the questions of Eileen, I have some thoughts about Sacha. The meaning of Sacha, what I understand, is an attribute, and this which does not change with time, place, or person. That is true. So this is the attribute of Creator, Sacha Darbar. So to that extent, because it is so associated with him, so many other attributes, but this is the most profound attribute, that's the basic attribute. That's why that is Sacha or Satya.
Thank you, Gurdeep Singh Virji, for sharing your thoughts. And my hope is, of course, that we are all here gathered trying to progress along this journey together in Sangat. Harvinder Singh, we've left you out of this discussion as usual, but I'd like to make amends. What are you thinking?
One of the questions that was asked is where is the Sachkhand?
Okay, we can open that question up to the panelists, but maybe I can chime in and give you my 2 cents.
Hanji,
My
sure.
my sense, in all of this discussion and Gurmat is that it is speaking about for want of a better term, it's speaking about the inner life. It's talking about consciousness. This is all about the evolution of your consciousness. That's how I think it's Surta di Yatra, and this is not a physical journey. So all of these references, to me at least, seem that they are referring to your spiritual existence and your progress through that consciousness. That's how I see this. So, given that, it would seem to me that such khand is also a state of your spirit, where your consciousness is at any particular time. And as Virji Gurjeet Singh said earlier, your body may be rooted here in Dharamkhand, but it's where your consciousness is. But that's my 2 cents. Let me open it up. Dilpreet Singh ji, what do you think?
Anji, I agree. I am also thinking on the same lines because in Karam, as we are putting things into experience, and once we start experiencing things and we start realizing that, so then there is no mode of duality that there is the creator is somewhere or somewhere else and the operator is somewhere else. So there is this duality ends, and the creator and this person are the same. So that is where there is no right, wrong. So all these walls are gone now, and we operate as a creator or as a part of creator, and we own to that responsibility of the creator, and we become a representative of the creator, and we become his method of creation, and we own that we are the creator and the creator is operating through us. So there is no difference there. So I feel that that is the state where our consciousness has achieved. And then at the end, again, it is an iterative process. More we put things into practice, better that person's realization or consciousness will go to next level. That is why at the end, Guruji is again, it is saying that you cannot describe it or you cannot understand it completely, because as it is iterative, and you will learn, and then you will implement something new, and consciousness will go to the next level, and you will again, it is a continuous learning and improvement process. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. No, you make a very important point here, and I think it is a recognition at the end of the day. It is a recognition that there really is no difference between Akal Purukh and myself. That indeed I am a manifestation, if you will, and that is when you begin to see the unity and diversity of the same principle at work. And as you said, you become then in the service of this larger purpose or larger cause. Uh, Thank you. Eileen, would you want to add something?
Well, I think that it's coming to me now a little bit, this idea of truth being connected to enlightenment. So maybe
Yes.
in thinking of, I connect the truth to the hukum and the truth to the court of, weighing the truth. And so I think maybe it's, I might think of it now as a truth that is so pure that it doesn't require discernment. It's sort of like the most pure truth of the universe, or the most pure understanding of the universe, or something that's kind of elevated just to such a degree that it's a little bit beyond even our idea of kind of a logical truth or something like that. So
Yeah.
thinking of it now a little bit like that.
Very likely. I mean, that it's so self-evident.
Right, right.
Yeah. Okay. Haji, Charan Singh Veer ji, Vaji Khalsa, Vaji Fateh, I got word that you're on. So if you've been hearing the conversation, feel free to sort of please comment if you wish to.
Khalsa, Waheguru Fateh. It's a great honor to be back. Well, from me, where is Sachkhand? I see it, the physical world which we experience, that in itself, what we call physical, is actually a Nirankar word, and that to me is the Sachkhand. There is nothing inside, there is nothing beyond me, there is nothing mystical in it, and for me it's right here in front of my eyes, and it's right here in which I dwell. When Bani says Tithe lower car, there is a add up with that, and I consider it that every one of us, the 7 billion of human, numerous species of animals, numerous species of plants, and the planet kingdom, I divide them in 4 parts. It's plants, planets, permeates the animals, and the humans. So all these are the Sachkhand. Nowhere we have to go. Yes, to understand the the beauty and the magnanimity of this Sachkhand, one has to go inside, because the body which was before this, uh, Karam Khand ki Bani Jor, it is through that Karam of reciting the Naam that we connect to every law that is around us. Every human being can be connected, not directly, but through that law. We can connect it through our effort also, like we make a conversation with anybody and we make a friend, that's a connection. However, when we connect inward, the Karam Khand, then the connection with the soul is established. Then the unseen force, which we all call Naam, it is that Naam which unites us, connects us, elevates us, energizes us, and lets us dwell in this Sachkhand. So for me, simple answer is, whatever I see around, whatever I experience around, whatever people I interact with, that is the Sachkhand for me. Thank you, ji.
हाँ जी, thank you वीर जी। हाँ जी, गुरजीत वीर जी।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ, ਥੋੜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਲੈ ਲਈ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਚੋਂ ਹੀ, because that's where the Nirankar state can be explained, है जी?
Sure.
There's a hymn which says सहज अदृष्ट पछाणी, सहजे अदृष्ट पछाणीए निर्भौ ज्योत निरंकार. What is the difference between us and the people in Sachkhand? जो दिसे सो रोगी. We are all rogis. We are all sick. We have all the vikars in us because of the man. There is no man in Sachkhand. All those jyots are same. There is no king. There is no ruler. There is no need of anything else. There is no need of any, as we have here, we have police, we have got lawyers, we have everything, because people tend not to follow the rules. There, everyone is jiv hukam, tivkar. Here we don't. We deliberately sometimes haath deepak kuएं pade. We have the light lamp in the hand, but still we jump into the well. That is our state of affairs. There, as they say, sahaje adrisht pachaniye. When you wake up, enlightenment, then what happened? Adrisht. The same Brahm which was adrisht, you have basically looked at through your wisdom, because Brahm is nothing but wisdom. Nirpo Jyot Nirankar. But that Nirankar is a Nirpo Jyot. We are not Nirpo. That will very clearly explain those virtues in Mool Mantar. That all those Bhagats who are in Sachkhand, they are Oankar, they have Satnam associated with them, then they are Karta Purakh, they have a capacity to fulfill us. Tinme Ram Reha Parpur, they are full Purakh. Nirpau, they are Nirpos, they are Nirvairs. So these are the virtues which are only over there.
हाँ जी, गुरजीत वीर जी, you are mute right now. I think we may have lost him. हाँ जी, गुरदीप वीर जी, अमृतसर.
हाँ जी वीर जी, I have not much to add.
Okay जी, thank you जी. हाँ जी, दिलप्रीत वीर जी, any final comments for today?
No, I think it was a good learning experience, and I think the way Gurjeet Virji explained that in our Mool Mantra, the first where the Japji Sahib starts, I think that it is ending also the same way. There we start with the characteristics of Vaheguru or the Creator. Those characteristics are there in our Mool Mantra, and now here also towards the end, I think it is explaining or representing all the similar characteristics that what Mool Mantra has started. So it is that all those characteristics will get manifested or represented, or we become the representatives of those characteristics once we implement or experience things. So that is what it is reflecting here again as Gurjeet. Thank you.
And thank you जी. हाँ जी, गुरजीत वीर जी, are you back?
Hanji, we'll just take what Sach can do for us. Maru Mahalla Tija, Nirankar Akar Upaya. They create this earth for us because they want to get rid. They want us to get rid of our rogue, the Home rogue, which is about the main cause of, or basically it is Bharam, the doubt, which will basically take us back. Maya Moh Hukum Banaya. That's what they do for us. Because they want us to be back with them.
हाँ जी,
And they do all the efforts.
वीर जी, when you say they refer to the people in Sachkhand?
They tithe bhagat vasain ke log. They are there is like it's best explained in Jap Sahib. Anek hai fir ek hai. There is an individual soul, individual pure souls. They are all Nanaks there, or you can say they are all Kabirs there. You can associate because there is no name associated there with anyone. There is just they have got individual souls, but their thinking process is same. That's why they are one. So it's
Okay.
oneness is God, not there is one God. It's because of their oneness, because there is no mind. The whole problem in this world is because we have different minds. If we kill our mind, we are in such kind just here.
हाँ जी वीर, thank you वीर जी. हाँ जी, Island.
Yeah, Hanji, I really like that explanation because it actually clarified one point that was still kind of a question for me about it says Nadari Nihal,
Yep.
this concept of the creator looking down and being pleased with the creation, because it's also followed by the idea of with the realm of the universe, and the word is mandal. And I was looking up that word, and I saw that it had some different meanings. Like it could mean a region or a circle or a sphere, but it could also mean a congregation or like a gathering. And so I think that that's really interesting because I was thinking of it as I took away the idea that the creator was satisfied that it was complete. Like this was a complete creation. It wasn't lacking. It didn't need a kind of a development, but it was everything that we need is contained in the universe and it's pleasing. So I think that idea that it's important to have that unity or the gathering, that congregation to create the guru is that's pretty powerful.
Okay, thank you जी. And Charanveer जी.
Yeah, if I go with the Pauri, what is Nirankar? I think when I consider Nirankar, Bani says that it's only 3.5 hands that I have my limit. साढ़े तीन हाथ तेरी सीवा. So after the 3.5 hands, what is it? That is all formless. I can move into that formless. Let's say this world which I see is not formless and it has bricks and walls and ceilings and everything is stony there. Can I move after 3.5 hands? No. But if it is formless, only then I can move into it, move into that space that makes it a formless space that fills up with everything what is told to me, what I learn through the language. Again, I bring back my language conception that it's through the language the world has manifested for me. Otherwise, it's a formless space where I can move, I can create, I can recreate, I can build, I can rebuild. So Sachkhand to me is not a mystical concept. It is right here in the presence of all of you, all of us, in a way that we and the creator who has created this resides within me, but he's happy looking at it, is appreciative of it, is not negating anything. So Tithe Bhagat Vase ke Lo. The question here is the divisions, whether there are divisions. Bhagat I don't consider as a physical entities, but those who have transcended the divisions between the space and the time and the entities and the people, all those divisions have been dissolved. That is that what makes it distinct into entities, and when it consolidates everything, that is the undivisible. So when that is the undivisible or the divisible, at times it is divisible, at times it's not. When I go to bed, I sleep, so it becomes undivisible. It's not divisible. That is the Bhagat. That is only the resonates. That is the time when only Naam resonates in me, and that is the connection with me and this world. The moment I open up my eye, the very first nimak, the very first instance when this whole nature becomes live for me, that distinguishes me from that Bhagat. That's how I feel.
Thank you, Virji. Thank you, Ji. Hanji, Gurjit Virji, any final comments?
Hanji, oh, this Charan Virji said, that's right, ki they say the same part say about Guru Arjan, Patach Hriday Guru Arjan ke Hari Purna Brahm Nivas liyo, so Bhagat is Purna Brahm. It's nothing a physical, it's not in the body, it's a physical state. And I could tell you one or two panktis about Nirankar. Iste upar nahi vichar, this one Sukhmani Sahib, jaake man basya Nirankar. So our own mole is Nirankar. And then they say, Vadda mera Govind, Agam Agochar, Ad Niranjan Nirankar Jiyu. So this is all about our mole. At this stage, it is in a state of doubt because of the man. When we can absorb the man, Parmad Parkhotam Manopimang, if we can read that stage, we are in Ad Sach. And that is what started with Ad Sach and finished on Sachkhand. So this is, see what a wonderful combination is coming out of Japji Sahib. We started with Ad Sach and now we're finishing at basically at Sachkhand. This is how it's a whole journey, which we said Kiv Satyara hoiye. So who is the Satyara basically is in Sachkhand. That's the whole circle. Thank you.
Hanji. Thank you, Virji, and I think thanks everyone for joining for such a wonderful discussion. So I think we can continue on this party on the blog, but we can start, I think, the next party from next week onwards. So इस नाली फतेह प्रवान करनी थी वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा
वीर जी एक मिनट
Why
मैं
do we keep it?
पंक्ति शेयर कर